And again with what was tower. Since then, the outrageous designs have come thick and fast, from twisting towers to bending towers to towers which spin round and around. This week saw the launch of what Dubai developers are calling a masterpiece, a tower which changed appearance every 5 minutes. How much more trophy architecture can this city take? Jeremy Howell reports.
If there were trophies awarded for trophy architecture, then Dubai would have a whole cabinet full. Palm Islands to the Burj Dubai, which has just overtaken the Empire State Building in height, to a tower which spins round and round. It just keeps them coming. Neighbour and rival Abu Dhabi has also got in on the act. It'll be home to a small city of spinning towers and villas. Now Dubai has struck back. This week, a company called Dynamic Architecture announced it'll be building the world's first shape-changing tower here. Each of the 68 floors of this 300-metre-high building will revolve separately, meaning it is constantly changing in appearance.
With dynamic architecture, you want it, you get it.
The architect is David Fisher, an Italian citizen. He wants to build shape-changing towers in 12 cities across the world. I spoke to him and asked him what's inspired his idea.
I used to see the sunset on the Mediterranean, and I used to think that instead of having a permanent home, I would like to have really a caravan and see if somehow the sunset every night from another place. And then, through my work as an architect, I was looking for building to change, to adjust themselves to the sun, to the rain, to be part of life.
Why do you think it's Dubai which is the first city to have taken this concept of architecture to make into reality?
I was here years ago and came back about a year ago, and I remember seeing a big sign that said, face the future, don't wait for the future, come to you. So this is the place to start.
There are rotating towers here, there's a whole city of rotating villas in Abu Dhabi. You've actually come to a very crowded market for this type of architecture.
Well, not really, because there are two buildings announced, going to be rotate around themselves, not floor by floor. You will not notice anything when you look at them. You will see the view changing, like in rotating restaurants. So they are similar to the rotating restaurants, but they have nothing to do with changing the shape of the building.
What's noticeable is it's so often Dubai which is the home of these innovative new architectural designs. Is that because the leadership is so much more visionary than other city fathers around the world? Or do other cities consider the proposals and then reject them on practical grounds?
That's a question I put to Nicholas McLean, Regional Managing Director of the property services company CB Richard Ellis.
I think other cities with perhaps a longer development history have seen that the demand for these towers from the end users is not quite as dramatic as the structure itself. And there are plenty of opportunities or examples in other cities around the world where they are inspiring structures, but they've been difficult to let or sell going forward. And ultimately a developer wants a return on his investment and therefore looks for something which is safe.
So why does Dubai take them?
Developers here have a feeling that they need to create state-of-the-art, globally inspiring structures that are going to put them on a television show or have lots of coverage in the newspapers, which is fine to get it launched, but not to attract the people who are going to occupy them in the future. International occupiers, which is what the market seeks to attract at the moment, want plain, standard buildings which are very efficient in terms of layout.
What are the drawbacks of having towers which twist, which revolve and so forth?
In 5 years' time, when some of the components of that, the revolving mechanism for instance, may need replacing, that is going to be extremely costly. Therefore, as you get closer to that maintenance schedule where some things need to be replaced, then the ability to sell out of some of those structures is clearly going to be affected.
All this may be of concern to Dubai in the future, but in the present climate, when its real estate market soaks up a flood of regional wealth, the business model continues to be to try and amaze the world with ever more improbable building designs.
Jeremy Howell reporting there. Now, Bedouin Arabs